Shalom, friends, and thank you for being with me again this week for our 7 minutes. It seems in this week's Torah portion we open with the reading about how God has promised Moses that he will harden Pharaoh's heart and that he will be able to show his full power to Pharaoh so that the Israelites and so that the whole world will know God's power. Now, putting aside this moment of God hardening Pharaoh's heart for a moment, let's think about this idea of a hard heart. The rabbis, in talking about what it means to understand a heart, and in interpreting this week's Torah portion about Pharaoh's hard heart, have a comment from Rabbi Bachya, who is one of the rabbis in the one of the commentaries, a Hasidic commentary on the Torah. What he tells us is that when we read about Pharaoh's hard heart, we are receiving a warning to ourselves that we should have a soft heart, that we should not let ourselves be carried away with what it means to have a hard heart. He says, Proverbs teaches us that a person who hardens his heart will fall into misfortunes. He continues, he says, we are being warned not to be hard-hearted. For us, as Jews, we must be people who are soft-hearted and constantly concerned about the purpose and the outcome of our activities. These are interesting words, in my opinion. Here we take this idea about Pharaoh and the hard heart and we apply it to ourselves, and the rabbi here is teaching us we will not succeed if we have a hard heart. Instead, we need to go through life with a kind of soft heart. See, Pharaoh pushed aside whatever the consequences were going to be. His hard heart meant that he would ignore any consequences of his actions to fail to let the children of Israel leave Egypt. To have a soft heart, then, for Rabbi Bachya means that we're going to say, yes, our actions, our deeds, our words, our thoughts have a consequence, and we're going to try and be aware of them. We're going to try and be aware of what we do and how we do it, and that will bring us happiness. I think he is going to also tell us that it brings us happiness because when we treat other people with kindness and respect, when we treat other people in the way that they acknowledge how we are concerned about them and their feelings and the way they are being treated, then we're going to be happier. Not only will they be happy, we'll be happier. It works in both ways. It's a mitzvah then to allow ourselves to act in a way with soft hearts. Rabbi Bachya, in teaching this lesson, goes on to say that the way we live our lives should be a way that allows us to uplift spiritually not only ourselves, but those who are around us. The soft heart will allow us to see in their eyes, in their heart, what troubles are going on in them. And we can be concerned, we can be able to react and act in such a way. It's easy to get so wrapped up in the story of Pharaoh and of his hard heart that we forget that the real story is about us and about how we're going to treat people in the world and about how our hearts need to be softened. We can't be like Pharaoh. We have to be people who are sensitive to this world. And that's the lesson that Rabbi Bachya, by the way, takes from this week's Torah portion. About how our sensitivity, how our open heart can bring us happiness in the world. And so, maybe this story about Pharaoh and about this exodus from Egypt isn't just a story of what happened long ago. Maybe there are lessons for us now in how we are to act in our own world. I invite you to join with me in the Mourner's Kaddish now as we take a moment of prayer. We also hold in our hearts at this moment, after 100 days of captivity, more than 100 days of captivity, the hostages in Israel, who still have not been released since October 7th, and for whom our prayers are constantly there. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabam, B'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, B'agala v'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabam v'varach li'olam li'amei amaya, Yitparach v'yishtabach v'yitpawar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yidadar v'yidaleh v'yidalal shemei d'kudisha b'rechu, Li'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata damiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlomo rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Thank you, friends. I wish you a good week. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Now.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Rabbi.
Beautiful. How about that?